I thought it'd be funny to walk in with my penis hanging out, and I regret it. Because it's cold out, and that's why you couldn't tell. Like, what is that? Is that a button? Push it and see.
So you've been podcasting for over a decade. How have you just bought a microphone?
So I've gone through microphones, but I got to a point where I just decided it didn't seem to make much of a difference for me. Also, as I'm saying it, I feel stupid. It's really bad. It's basically just a huge amount of disrespect for my listeners.
Okay.
Hey,
some would say I do the same thing.
Okay.
So it's okay.
But realistically, like, I listen to my podcast. I'm one of my biggest fans. I listen to it every episode. And sometimes I'm like, is this sound quality good enough? But then I forget about it. And I think it's a rugby podcast that most people aren't listening to. And like, the people that like it don't give a shit about that sort of thing. But at some point, I've decided
CTE anyway.
But I've put a lot of time and effort into doing it. I really do want to branch out and not just do rugby, because I have there's a group of people who listen to my podcast only for the intro, because at the intro I'm talking, it's nothing to do with rugby, just nonsense and silly stuff. Sometimes that will be like 15 or 20 minutes. And actually, it was an ex-girlfriend of mine who came up with this term. She goes, because she would only listen to the start and then she'd be bored. So she said, there should be a name for the people who are just intro perverts. And I was like, oh, introverts. So I have introverts that just listen to my, and I was like, I could even have merchandise for that.
Yeah.
I've got so many, I have aggressive ADHD, so I have great plans. But I don't. Like buying a microphone.
I think that's also procrastination, because I've got that too.
Well, that's part of ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I even on like stuff that will directly benefit me. Like I've put off like sending invoices to the sponsor and like doing things that I know would benefit me and grow the brand. I'm just like, I'll get to it.
Destroyed my life by doing so. I remember my dad saying I could have like £10,000. This is back in England. He'd be like, 10 grand waiting for you, and you just wouldn't get. If there was more than 2 steps to getting it, you'd never get the money. And it's true. I fucked my life up just by. But it's weird. I can't explain it, so I won't try.
Well, you know what? Because imagine just being the opposite, where you're only driven in life, just in any part of your life, you're just only driven by money. That doesn't lead anybody anywhere good.
Yeah, but it's not just, it's just any reward of any kind. It's really hard for me to, even things I really care about. Like, I'm not even going to finish this podcast. No, I'm just going to leave. Yeah, it's a struggle, but I'm working on this year. I'm fixed.
So what does drive you?
Sex mostly. No, I don't know. It depends what we're talking about.
You said before we started, you said you were really going to start focusing on a lot more this year on stand-up.
Yeah. Well, I do weird shit, like every day is a struggle. I feel like sometimes there's a part of my mind that is actively sabotaging my life, and I'll be like, what the hell was he doing? Like, for example, I work as a waiter at a brewery, as you know, and I've done it for way too long, like 15 years. And one of the reasons I've been doing it is, in my head, I was like, this is, by the way, this is very distracting. I was telling you earlier, but people watching it, I have a horribly bent nose from rugby, and I look great from this side. And then I'm like Two-Face. This is the worst side you could have. So I'm hoping it's not. My mind's been on that the entire time because I'm incredibly shallow. What was I saying?
You're talking about
serving.
The brewery.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I stuck with this job for so long is I was like, this is good for doing stand-up because I have a flexible schedule. If I want to get shifts covered, I can. I can get time off easily, basically do whatever I want. And it was only about 3 or 4 months ago that I suddenly realized it's the worst job I could ever have for stand-up because...
Improvised Intelligence is sponsored by the amazing people over at Chopped Chili. If you've been a long time listener to the podcast, you know that this is my favorite brand of chili here in New Mexico. Pretty much put it on every meal that I can. They've got red chili, green chili. My personal favorite is this blend of the red and the green. I think this stuff is phenomenal. They also have frozen bags of green chili that you can order directly from their website at choppedchilico.com. You can also find them in stores around the the state of New Mexico at Sprouts, Albertsons, Farmers Country Market, John Brooks, Keller's Farm Store, Lowe's Market. And you can also find them in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Hobbs, Gallup, Tucumcari. And for all my friends in Texas, they are in El Paso. Again, chopchilico.com. Go get yourself some amazing chili. Now back to the podcast.
All of my shifts are like night shifts where the money is.
Yeah.
And what usually, I know it's happened. You've offered me gigs. People will offer me a gig. They'll be like, hey, you want to do a set this Friday night? And I'll be like, I have to work.
Right.
And I'm like, I could get it covered and do the show, but I'll lose like $200 to $300
right.
as opposed to maybe getting $20. So I just turn gigs down. And if I do take time off, let's say I want to go on the road or something, a regular job would have paid time off. Mine doesn't. Mm-hmm. So I'm not getting paid. So I have to work overtime, which is brutal in the build-up, so I have enough money for it. It's awful. And like I said, I've been doing it for 15 years, and it was only a few months ago I went, what am I doing? This is terrible. It's actually stopped me. So I have to figure out something with that job, either quit it and get a regular 9 till 5, Monday till Friday job, or figure out a way to work lunch shifts. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But
what were you doing before the brewery?
I've done everything that you can think of that doesn't require skill. What was I doing before that? I've worked in screen printing. I was a vet tech for a while. I've worked at a bakery. I've done construction. I've done landscaping. I've done security work. I worked in a photo lab back when they had like 1 hour photo.
Have you seen that movie with Robin Williams?
Never saw it. Oh, is it good?
Oh, dude, that's one of his best movies.
Okay, I should watch that.
People don't talk about it enough.
You know what I do now? I just go, oh yeah, I'm going to watch that, and I don't.
You need to.
I know, but I won't. I want to, and I won't.
You should.
Okay.
It is.
I promise I will.
You should. Mm-hmm. Man, he really won't do it now. He made a promise. No, there's because he's known for his comedic acting until Good Will Hunting, but he plays like a crazy guy. Yeah. Who falls in love from afar with this woman.
From the photos.
Yeah.
And that never happens to me. All I know is I saw some weird shit.
Like burning photos?
There was one woman, at the time, because I was very young when I did it. I was like 18, 19.
Was this here in the States?
This is in the States. It's the first job I had. I worked at a Walgreens 1 hour photo lab. There was one attractive MILF who had like topless photos and stuff. But back then I just would never have said it. I just pretended.
I don't know what's happening, lady. Your pictures just aren't pretty. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I printed doubles of everything. But there was also one older black guy who had a very obese wife. And I saw every inch of her as well.
They usually do.
No, wait. Oh, yeah. They usually do. It was fine. But yeah, I've done tons of, trying to think, what did I do? I've worked in a lab. I've done all sorts of weird shit. But, I was a mailman for a while. That was the best. That's what I wanted to do. That would have been ideal. In fact, even now, if I could get up super early, do a mail.
UPS, dude, I always see, because I recently got promoted at my job, but before that, I was a recruiter for the branch that I work at. And so part of my daily gig would be, as I'm sitting in my office, I would have to go on Indeed, see what job postings look like, see what trends are going, and what other people are offering in my field, and blah, blah, blah. But I would, I'd always see postings for UPS and FedEx. UPS was paying $30-something an hour.
I might look into that because, this was USPS, the Postal Service, United States Postal Service. I did the training, but the thing is they only hire. It's really badly run.
Well, it's a government agency.
They only hire during the holiday season, which is the most insane, which makes sense.
Right.
But they don't hire, they don't hire 2 months before and get you trained up and great. They do it right as it's happening. Mm-hmm. And then they rush the training and then they send you out there. And it's they tell you when you're training, they told me repeatedly, it's going to be a nightmare. You're going to want to quit. Do not quit.
What were they paying you at the time?
Can't remember, but it was good.
Was it?
Because it was holiday pay and I was doing overtime. So I quit, and I'll get to that. But I remember getting a check after I quit, and I was like, holy fuck, I should have kept doing this. But I couldn't. I was going through a divorce at the time. I was literally going through a divorce because people who go through a nasty breakup, like a marriage, when that falls apart, you go through a divorce, it basically, I'm not talking about the legal side, but just emotionally, it takes years.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I was going through a divorce and a breakup at the same time. So I was under huge amounts of stress. I have 3 kids. My youngest son was only about 7 or 8, I think. And they were working me like I'd get up, go in first thing in the morning, the crack of dawn. I wouldn't get back till like 10 o'clock at night. And I'd do it again the next day and the next day. I couldn't see my kids. I couldn't work out, which is important to me. I couldn't eat. It was brutal. And it's like, I think if I hadn't been going through the emotional shit that I was going through, I could have figured it out. Just been like, because my ex-wife was very willing to look after the kids while I was doing it. And I probably could have gone, all right, this isn't going to be forever. But I had one particularly horrible shift where they sent me off. The first time I went off by myself, they sent me on this route that I'd never done before. And there's a lot of issues with it. And like I say, they're really badly organized. You would think that the postal workers would have, when you drive the mail truck around delivering mail, you would think you'd have like a Google Maps thing or something, but it's this shitty printout and it's badly done.
They're giving you Yahoo Maps. Jeez.
Yeah, and I remember trying to find addresses, and it's nighttime because it takes so long to finish. I'm having to turn the truck around and shine the headlight at like the street signs because there's no lights no street lights, and after that one shift, I just went, I fucking quit. I can't do it. But I'm always, I shed a tear every time I see a mail truck. I'm exaggerating, but I get depressed. I really wanted to do it.
Wow, UPS is hiring from last I checked last year. So
I'll do it.
Yeah, it's an option. Because are you up in Rio Rancho permanently? Yeah. How are you liking Rio Rancho?
So I joke about this, but it's true. The one good thing about Rio Rancho used to be that there was less crime and like no homeless people. Now there's crime and homeless people. That sounds like I hate homeless.
Well, I
don't
never
mean that.
see homeless people up there.
Yeah, but you do now. There's 2 of them, and it's too much. No, no, I do. I see what the court is. It's just like, but the benefit. I much prefer Albuquerque.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's nothing really to do in Rio Rancho. There's nothing. But to me, because I've lived there so long, I feel like I live in Albuquerque. When people complain about driving to Rio Rancho, I'm like, half an hour? That's nothing.
Yeah, well, that's also a New Mexico thing, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's because I live in Rio Rancho. I think if I lived in Albuquerque this whole time, going to Rio Rancho is a pain in the ass.
I don't mind it.
Okay.
But I've always enjoyed. Okay, but I'm very weird in that way. I'm also the same guy that doesn't mind driving a 25-hour round trip to do 3 to 4 minutes at the Laugh Factory. Like, I don't care that much.
Yeah.
I don't care about driving.
Yeah.
I really don't. So, and I just asked too because, let me see, because today's the 26th. So, oh, fuck me. I thought that was next week.
What have you done?
So this...
Did you double book? Who's angry with me?
No, I didn't double book anything. I just thought it was next Thursday. So it looks like this Thursday I'm sitting down with your mayor. So...
My mayor?
Yep, the mayor of Rio Rancho. I'm sitting down with him.
Oh, who's that? I don't know who it is.
His name is Greg Hull, and he's running for governor. So it'll be interesting to talk to that guy.
The last mayor of Rio Rancho, it can't be the same one. He stiffed me. Didn't tip me after I served him, so I hated him.
How long ago was this?
It was like 10 years ago.
Okay, it can't be the same guy. But yeah, because I've heard nothing but amazing. Like I remember when the mayor race was going on end of last year in Albuquerque, I put this thing up on Instagram about how jokingly I was going to move to Rio Rancho. And there were a few comments, but I got like 15 text messages from friends that live in Rio Rancho. I didn't even know they lived in Rio Rancho. They're like, you need to fucking move up here, dude. It's so good. Blah, 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 blah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've just destroyed the microphone. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
It's gone limp.
This
never happens.
Just tilt it up like that. Yeah. I bought these arms.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I would just take screenshots of when I started the podcast, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this for real. I've got some money laying around. I've got some help that's willing to help me out. I'm going to buy some good shit, so I, in theory, never have to buy it again. So I just took screenshots of what Rogan had and just kind of base it off of that.
That's a good idea.
And, well, See, you would think so. And I bought these arms at the time. That's what Rogan was using. And I got these, and 6 months later, they shat out on me. Like, these bolts are pretty much stripped, and the only reason they hang down the way they do is because these mics are so fucking heavy. You take these mics off, they slingshot up.
Oh.
Do not buy these. Yeah, these are...
And I do have...
For anyone watching, if you want to start a podcast, don't buy Gator frameworks. They fucking suck. Well, at least the boom arms do. The tabletop ones are nice.
I have a thing kind of like this, but it's way flimsier and it sucks. And then the microphone didn't really work that well. I do everything for too cheap. I need to invest in a really good setup. I'm going to do it. I plan on it. It's ADHD, like I said. This is not even a fun. I wish I hadn't started saying this, but I have to. But I thought this was really funny. I said ADHD. I started reading a book about that. Started because you don't get finished things.
Catch them every month at Turtle Mountain Brewery.
Yeah, maybe I'll be back. The other reason I've stuck with that's the other thing though. When I get into a habit of doing something, it's done. I can't stop.
Well, dude, you have like I was genuinely like so. I was supposed to do your show last week. Was it last weekend?
Yeah, last weekend.
Yeah, I was supposed to do your show, and because you're very nice, and the 2 or 3 times that I've asked, you've always given me a guest spot, and I really do appreciate it.
Yeah,
because you have
such a pushover.
You have a great boy. He recognizes talent, unlike some people in Albuquerque, but whatever.
Yeah.
You have a great room. Like I think the first time I did that room, you actually booked me. I didn't do that great, but after then, I just did really well. Yeah. And I had new material because I was really worried about the show that we did this past Saturday. And I was like, I have new material and I don't know if it's good or not. Yeah. And it's been bombing.
And you wanted... you'd already tried it at open mics?
I done it at open mics. And it was
that's the problem.
Yeah.
The open mic kind of doesn't make any sense. The idea is you want to... if you got new shit and you don't know if it's good, you try it out at an open mic. But very often, open mics... are not receptive to anything, and you could do your best material and no one's listening. So it's kind of like I've always said, it's like I'll try out my new stuff. I like to sandwich it in a set at a real show.
Yep.
And just see how it goes there, because you can get a more honest response.
So I completely agree. And what I've come to realize over the last year or so is that an open mic, obviously go for the laugh, whatever. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna say not be funny.
Yeah.
But it's really a real-time exercise in how does the material sound coming out of your mouth? Do you like it? Do you like the way it flows? Do you like how you're practicing the delivery, all that kind of stuff? But I was just like, this is bombing, but I know it's good. Like there's no way this premise isn't good. So I wanted to go to your show because you have a great room, you have a great audience up there, and they, like it's a reliable feedback in a local show, which is pretty hit or miss, just calling it what it is in most local shows. But then I got hit up to go to Comic-Con, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to get this opportunity again, I don't think. I need to say Comic-Con. And Comic-Con was a lot of fun.
What do you mean you got hit up to go to it?
So AJ,
were you
originally
performing?
No,
you were just...
No, so AJ De Leon, he was already there shooting content, and he was like, hey... there's this radio station here that has a podcast set up. Do you want to come do a podcast? And I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I end up getting there, and I'm not going to say what radio station, but they were being a bunch of cocksuckers, and it ended up not happening. And I was like, all right, oh well. But then, as we're there, we were hanging out with DJ Animal, and he pulls out his phone, puts it away, he goes, hey, Noah, you ever seen the movie Platoon? And I was like Charlie Sheen Platoon? He's like, yeah. He goes, okay, well... in 20 minutes, I've got to go moderate the panel for Platoon. Tom Berenger and Kevin Dillon are going to be there. Do you want to moderate the panel with me? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do. What the shit?
Yeah.
So I went and did that, and that was a lot of fun. So I got to interview those guys, and that was a lot of fucking fun.
That's super cool.
Shout out to DJ Animal for hooking me up with that. That was a lot of fun. But anyway, my point is you have a great room, and it's a good... like,
not always.
I disagree. Every time I've done it,
not always.
Every time you've done it more than I have.
A little bit more.
Yeah. A little bit. A smidge. But every time I've done it, it's been a great crowd. They love me.
Yeah. Not always. No, just kidding. No, I mean, it's generally good. Basically, as long as the venue, as long as the brewery itself, it's Turtle Mountain Brewery, as long as as long as somebody remembers to advertise it, put it on their Facebook thing.
You know what?
Does well.
You would think that venues would like to advertise events
It's
that happen
all
at
I
their...
have. I'm not even blaming them. I should be I forget to remind them. Sometimes I forget. I've got like a sound guy, and I don't remember until sometimes I don't remember. He'll message me on the day. He'll be like, "Is it comedy tonight?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, thanks." So
Well, I've just worked with venues where they don't want to advertise.
I know nobody can do their jobs. Is the thing.
It's like
I say that all the time. Nobody.
Let me think. So if you want to count everything, you open your phone, so that's one button. You open up Instagram, that's two buttons. You press the share button. You press the post button.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
No,
but
they just don't give a shit.
They just don't want to do it.
Which is weird.
But they'll a specific venue will advertise some bitch's birthday. Their little birthday thing, but not the comedy show. Anyway, but we've got a great venue now that I am going to get you booked on probably either March or April. Two Cranes.
Two Cranes?
Yeah, Two Cranes. It's off of Rio Grande on the freeway. We just did our first show there, and dude, it's a little tiny. Watch, I'll show you this little video that I took. It's this little tiny venue. It's a VIP room, and we got like 40 seats or so in there, and it's a red light before the show starts.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
and I don't mean that's intimate.
Yeah,
which is how it should be.
Exactly. And like, did you? I'm assuming, did you do Dry Heat, the original location?
Yeah,
that's how close people were. And the entire room completely blacks out. We just have I have a spotlight attachment on that we just like zero in on the comic. Yeah. And
that's another thing. I've been doing the show at Turtle Mountain for forever, and I mean, after like, I don't know, God knows how many years, I bought a cheap little like bullshit, not even a spotlight. I don't know what it is. Somebody from Texas did the show once and called it a chicken light. I don't know. It looked for like incubating eggs. Yeah. So I got that hanging up and I've lost it now. So I don't even have that. And then one of the audience members who comes a lot, a regular audience member, gave me because I wanted to have like a backdrop.
Yeah.
So she gave me the backdrop, and I set it up on the day, and then I realized it was just the frame, and I didn't have anything to put there, so we just had an empty frame as the backdrop. It didn't make any sense. I gotta step up on that shit. I even talked to somebody about building a stage for it, like a little portable stage.
Okay,
but it's not gonna happen.
I don't know if that room needs it.
It probably I think it, but it would be better. It would be enhanced if you had a. Who gives a shit? It does fine.
It's a great room.
I hate doing it.
Why do you?
I hate doing it because I find hosting shows incredibly. They can be really fun and they're definitely helpful, but they also hinder you. Like I found that because I've been just almost exclusively hosting for years, almost exclusively. When you host a show, a lot of the time you have to fuck around, you have to improvise, you have to work with the audience and stuff. I found myself doing sets that were going really well, just doing my material, and I will interrupt and kind of sabotage my own bits just to play around, which sounds like a cool, but it would actually, I wouldn't be able to finish sometimes I wouldn't be able to finish all the material within the time I had. And also I just felt like sometimes everything's like flowing, and then I would sort of just interrupt, do all this weird shit, and I'm like, why am I doing that? It's because I'm conditioned to constantly fuck around. Right. So it's kind of silly. That's one reason. Second reason is I don't like hosting. I work there. So generally it goes really well. Sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes we get weird or small crowds, and I know that my coworkers will know when it doesn't go well. And like what I would do, I feel like I might have said this on the last time I was on here. Usually if I go and do a show somewhere and I don't like the way it went, I can leave that venue, leave a bad Yelp review, and never, ever go back. And I can't, I have to go back the next day and just deal with it. And the other thing is the last show I did, it was a big crowd, but there was definitely comics that were there, two of the comics brought almost the whole audience, basically. Two of them brought nobody. But two of them brought a shit ton of people, and inevitably when that happens, not inevitably, sometimes it doesn't happen, but very often, you know this phenomenon, where people come to see their friend and they almost don't want to enjoy anyone else. They feel like they have to just, that. It's like they have a team. Yeah. And so I very much had to work at the start to, sometimes you, as a host, you warm up and they're great from the get-go and it's fun and it's awesome. And sometimes you have to fucking really like get them wet.
Yeah.
And by the way, two people I would consider friends were doing the show. And when they went up, they spent decent chunks of their set just talking shit about me, and it was funny and it was fine.
Yeah.
But it did very much feel like with that crowd, I had taken them on a date. They weren't that into it, but I schmoozed them. I got them drinks. I took them back to my place. I got them, as I say, wet, ready to go. And then two of my friends pushed in and fucked them and then said, yeah, he's no good. His dick's tiny. You want that? And I just had to sit there and enjoy it. So, but that is hosting. It's a thankless task, except when it goes really well. That's why I need to do more. That's why this year I'm doing more stand-up, because even just the open mic, I've just been doing an open mic on Mondays. Really fun. Because to me, open mics, they're not even about, I almost don't give a shit what I talk about, and I'll work on new stuff. In fact, I have every time I've done it now that I think about it. But mainly it's just about stage time and sometimes getting comfortable in a bad atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like, because some of my favorite open mic sets have been me in a room that's not receptive. It might be 3 people paying attention, and it doesn't even go that well, but I still manage to find it to have fun. So it's about being able to have fun in a war zone.
Yeah.
Enjoying yourself, just licking a lollipop, dancing over the corpses of the claimed lives.
Yeah.
And enjoying listening and just having a good time. That was a weird analogy.
No, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
you have to stay like whatever, how do I put this? It's not necessarily upbeat. It's wherever you feel like you would be in a comedy club, like in a prime environment for stand-up. You have to find that at an open mic. You have to find that and stay there.
Yeah. I was going to say something and it's gone. Fuck, it was good.
But Hyena seems to like you.
No.
What?
Well, they liked, I did one, I hosted again for William Montgomery.
Yeah.
And all of those shows went fucking great. And I said to the manager, anytime. I will do any show, anytime. Anywhere, which doesn't make sense because it's hyenas. But I haven't done a show there since.
I thought you've done, I was mistaken. I thought you'd done multiple.
I hope to do more. But one of the things is I'm like a recluse. I'm like a Bigfoot. Like you'll sometimes see me at a show, and no one will believe you if you tell them. I just host my show, and every now and then I'm available to get booked. But again, this year I'm going to be doing a lot more, because it's fucking hard. Stand up is so way before lockdowns, I was doing multiple shows. I was very busy with stand up, and it was just fun, awesome. And when you're doing hosting one show a month and you get booked for a show and it's like, oh, it's been 5 weeks. It's like every time it's like, shit, how do I do this again? Fuck. And the nerves. Like the first open mic I went to 3 weeks ago, I'm missing the open mic tonight because of this, but I consider this an acceptable alternative.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Better than an open mic. That's all I want this podcast to be.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Better than an open mic.
It's nicer. Yeah, it's more fun than an open mic. But the 3 weeks ago when I went, or would it be 4 weeks ago? I guess 4 weeks ago, the first time I started going back to open mics, I felt like a newbie. I was like, as I was doing my set, I felt fine, but my knees were shaking a little, my legs were shaking a little bit. I felt like nervous. And then just from doing it once a week, the next set, no nerves. The next set, no nerves. So that's the key. I've just got to do more. And
do you have the main manager's email from Hyenas?
I don't think so.
I'll get it too.
Okay.
I'll get it too.
Yeah, but I don't like to pester them. No,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've had a couple of people tell me they're going to book me for stuff, and I don't want to say it in case this is how polite I am. I'm too fucking British still. I don't want to like mention anyone's name in case they actually don't want to book me, and then I put them in a position. And but yeah, It'll happen. I'm going to be doing a lot more.
Good.
I just haven't been out there, like I said.
Because you're a funny fucking guy. You should be
so
out there
great.
more.
I'm so great.
You are. You're funny as shit. Yeah.
Rugby, Rant, Banter.
Well, I mean, I gotta apologize. I guess. I mean, I'm sorry to have you on the podcast at this time in the country because there's just nothing going on, nothing to talk about in the country.
Oh God,
There's nothing going on.
Well, I can't talk about the elephant in the elephant room. I looked at Elon Musk candle. I can't talk about the elephant in the room because I am an immigrant, and I just feel like I've got to be careful. Although I have done some research into how I could possibly get deported to get a free flight back to England, and then figure out how to come back again, and just like at least I get a free flight. That's what I'm hoping for. But I don't want to get sent to a concentration camp somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Well, because what age were you when you came to the States?
20.
You're 20. Okay, so
I'm not a U.S. citizen.
So you spent a significant amount of time.
I've lived here longer than I lived in England now.
But you've spent a significant amount of time in England.
Yeah. No, I grew up in England.
Yeah.
I mean, your formative years are what determine what you really are. I will always be English.
Right.
I grew up, born there, raised there, didn't leave until I was 20. So the damage is done. But do you know what? I had this big issue with, like I said, I'm not a US citizen. I have a green card that I just renew. My mother's American, so I'm always able to have that. People will often say, why don't you just get your citizenship? And I always had a bit of a chip on my shoulder about, that's not the right term, not a chip on my shoulder, but I've always had this weird like sense of patriotic pride about being English. And when if you get your citizenship, you have to verbally renounce your affiliation to any other country. And that used to bother me so much.
No shit.
Yeah, I was like,
you can't have the dual?
No, you can't, but that's the thing. So English people do this and they go, yeah, but you just say it, you don't mean it. You'll still have your British passport. You'll have both. But I was so hardcore. I was like, I can't even say it. But recently I've decided I think I'm just going to fucking do it. Because
Well, I mean, that's a weird thing. Like if I don't have any intention of ever getting citizenship in another country, but like if I did want to get a citizenship in like England or in Australia or whatever, that would be a strange thing. If they're like, now on the one hand, I kind of get it because it's like they have their own national pride, and they want to hear that you have an allegiance to the country.
No, I get
you're
it.
asking to. But that would be a weird thing.
But it's only now. It's just literally to be honest, it's because I was with ICE and everything. As crazy as it is, I'm like, it'd be nicer if I was. I feel a bit safer if I was a US citizen, only because I have kids here. Like otherwise I'd fucking just. I probably would have already. No, I wouldn't even. No offense to America. I always planned on moving back to England, and then I had who knows how many kids here, and some of them I take care of. So I was just unable to leave. Did you hear? Were you there with it? I have a bit. This is a bit. Sorry, but. I did a bit about how there's more expected of single mothers as opposed to single fathers, and it's based on.
Do that now.
Oh, because I was saying this is a true story. I always remember this when I was like in my 20s. A girl asking why I still lived here, and I was like, basically, it's because I have kids here, and she's like, "You stayed in the country just because to be with your kids?" And I go, "Yeah," and she goes, "You're a great father." I was like. Really? Like, I'm a great, just for not leaving the country, I'm a great father. The bit gets better, but I don't want to spoil it. Check me out at my next show, which is not
because most fathers won't even stay in the house. So the fact
I
you
wasn't
stay
in the
house,
I'm not even in the same state, but I am in the same country. Who knows where they are? But yeah, I always plan on going back to England. Now, though, it's like, I've lived here longer than I lived in England. I've got a new Zia fucking tattoo. Well, I got a Zia tattoo. Because I've lived in New Mexico this whole time. Right. And I got a British flag here. So, do you want to see the swastika? All the things I hold dear. But no, now I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm probably at this stage, I hate to say it, when I go back to England, I feel like I'm visiting. Because it's not the same, And if you leave any country for 26 years and you go back, it's not going to be the same. So, my sort of love and affiliation is with a country that doesn't exist anymore. It's the past. So I kind of don't give a shit now about...
What is it? When's the last time you visited England?
Let's see. It was with my whore ex-girlfriend, so it would have been about 3 years ago.
What is it like going back to England for feeling like it's almost like a fish out of water?
Well, but it's weird because when I go back in some ways, so I see my friends and people I grew up with, and it's just boom, straight back to normal.
Right.
You know,
the interpersonal relationships. Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy how nothing changes in that sense. But I don't know. And now I'm having a hard time even thinking about it. It's just. So I come from a little tiny island. When I go back to that island, it does feel, I mean, literally, put it this way, there's people I have to try and avoid. I'm still very much in tune with that. But the country as a whole, if I'm like in London and I'm just like at the airport, going to hotels, going to restaurants, things just don't really feel, I feel like it's very hard to describe. As opposed to here, I can go anywhere in this country within reason, and it feels everything is. I'm used to it all. Nothing is odd. In England, there will be things that happen where I'm like, "What is this? I don't remember this." And I can't think of a single fucking example. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just curious if it's like a personal outlook or if it's like you look around and you see visible changes.
No, visible changes. Yeah. Way more crowded too.
Because I know that England and then just that part of the world in general has had a massive influx, both positive and negative, with immigration and with just all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
it's just interesting to think about.
Yeah, no, it is. I see that. I feel that too. Like the town I'm from, all I know is I probably noticed it after 10 years of moving. I'm just like, this is claustrophobically crowded now, and it didn't used to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because of immigration. I don't know, but they're coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
But of course, people do reproduce, and we can get into that.
Yeah, some more than others.
Yeah.
But no,
I've had a vasectomy. You know that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm responsible.
Yeah. After you did your damage, you were like, all right, now I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. No, just 3 kids, by the way. Definitely just 3. Oh, probably. What happened?
No, it's just, I don't know, man. It's I was trying. Obviously, I'm born and raised in the United States, whatever. But I've been trying to make sense of all of it myself because I both on and off the podcast I've gotten like, this is what you fucking voted for, and I'm like, well, half of it, yeah,
right,
it is. Sorry, dude, but it is. But the extremes of what we're looking at,
yeah.
No.
I mean, I posted something like it means anything. I've always been, so I feel it all. Coming from England, the English are just liberal generally.
Yeah.
Except for the extremes. But where I grew up, it was like, I'd come over to America. We always said your liberals are like our conservatives. We're further left. But there's no denying that things got pretty crazy for a while and pushed people who would be considered liberal, either pushed them to the right or didn't push them to the right, but they would just say common sense things and then get labeled. You know what I'm talking about?
No, because it's exactly what you're describing. It's the people that were left got, not to sound fucking corny, but got left behind by their party.
Yeah.
And so if this is a spectrum right here, and they're right here, but the spectrum moves so far this way.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could be like me.
Yeah.
Fully accepting of every, gay marriage, fine, yes. You could be open-minded on all the hot topics and still, literally, as I have, been labeled a crazy Nazi maniac, right? I can't remember
who
what
you're talking to. Oh, you think that?
Yeah. And I'm like I said, I mean, I couldn't be more liberal. I mean, I could. I guess we could. But then now I finally posted I don't know. I actually didn't even want to talk about this. I wasn't going to talk about it.
Oh, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
It's
no, we don't have to. Yeah.
But yeah, especially since I don't know all of your feelings, so I don't want to offend you either.
No. It takes a lot.
I just don't. Yeah, when you see someone get murdered in the street, it's like this is getting crazy, and there's a lot of people in this country who would definitely have been calling calling the authorities on people hiding Jews. It's like that's and I usually hate the Nazi comparison, but it's getting weirdly like that.
What worries about me, so I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. And I'm not, like, I'll never be the guy that says, like, defund the police or fuck ICE, like that kind of things. I'm like...
I would say fuck ICE, I would.
Right, that's fair.
But I almost crashed my car in the ice on the way here. That's not funny.
Hey, I saw you struggle up the stairs.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, your stairs are a fucking death trap. You said there's a lot of ice. I didn't realize.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the property manager hasn't come yet to fucking put the salt.
I'd be out there with a salt shaker.
I'm about to get my own shit and do it because it's bad. Yeah,
no, fuck that. I'll fall. I'll slip down there and we'll get a lawsuit.
Yeah, I'll follow you. I'll cut this part of the podcast.
Yeah.
But no, I'll never get to that point yet just because I understand the necessity for law enforcement. However, however, like what concerns me, genuinely, is, okay, so before I say that, a beautiful part of being alive today is that everybody has a phone. Well, okay. Well, unless you're in Texas, but
that was bullshit. Now I'm fired.
And I have a great joke about it too. Thank God.
Good.
I finally got it to where I wanted to after fucking Christ, almost a year of writing that joke.
Yeah.
Because I went out to totally off topic, but I went to Plano, Texas last year in like the end of April to do the Mic Drop Comedy Club out there, and I'm sitting in my hotel room in Plano, Texas, trying to write jokes about Texas. I'm hosting, so I want to like be able to in great shape with the crowd.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, oh, Texas porn, man, perfect. I'll write that. So we're almost in April now. We're a few months away. So just about a year shy of writing that joke. As of this past Saturday, I've finally gotten that joke where I want it to be. And I'm like, all right, now we finally have a complete joke. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I derailed you.
No, you're good. So a good thing about living today is that everyone has a camera in their pocket that takes photos and videos.
Yeah.
And what worries me, genuinely concerns me, is we all, within a probably 1% to 5% differential on, I wouldn't say not important details of what happened, but just kind of third or fourth tertiary issues of what happened in that. But everyone saw he wasn't holding a weapon.
Yeah, I mean...
Everyone saw that he got disarmed.
Yeah.
Everyone saw that he was non-aggressive.
Yeah.
And the fact that, what genuinely worries me is that, of course, the administration comes out and defends their police and defends the actions of what happens. And then you have the very far right, I'll get to that part in a second, but the very far right guys take those talking points and parrot them. And we're like, well, you shouldn't bring a gun to a protest. It's like, okay, I can almost sympathize with that. Because if you're going to put yourself in a situation where there's law enforcement, maybe you shouldn't bring a gun. But on the other hand, you know what supersedes that? The fucking Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
The fact that you're allowed to express your First and Second Amendment rights, therefore says that as long as you're not aggressing, you can do that.
Yes. Also, I just think the hypocrisy is incredible. These people are saying, because he had a gun that he was legally allowed to possess, wasn't using it, wasn't even holding it, that excuses him being executed in the street.
Right.
So what I want to say is every one of them, they've just solved the gun control problem. They don't want people to be allowed to have guns. Right. What they're saying is, if you legally own a gun, you can be killed. Good. So... And I don't really want this, but that clears everything up. So everyone who owns a gun can get killed, and that'll take care. No one has guns now.
Right.
Fixed.
No, that's basically what they're saying.
But I thought
right.
the woman in the car who got murdered was even more ridiculous, because I wouldn't watch the video. I didn't watch the video for a long time, and then I finally saw it, and what I saw was a car slowly turning. A man walked into the car slowly driving away, and him shooting her. That's what I saw, because that's what happened. I didn't see her trying to run him over. I didn't see him get in danger in any way. Do you disagree?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay, my mind is blown.
No, here's why.
Yeah.
Well, here's why. I don't think she had any intention of hitting him. Personally, I don't think she had
I
any
have
intention of
seen
doing that.
closer calls in a
Yeah.
Walmart parking lot
Yes.
thousands of times.
Same. I've been involved.
Like if I was just watching that, I wouldn't think there was any issue, and I'd go, "What's that guy doing? Oh my god, he just shot someone. Why did he do that?"
Yeah.
I just thought that was
because I see that point of view also, and I more lean on that side. When I see that video too, I don't think she had any intention of hitting him personally. And
if she did, she's typical woman driver. Can't even
see, and that's the fucked up thing too, because
I'm
there's a comedian part of my brain where I'll be honest, I'll be perfectly honest. I tried to sit down and write a couple of jokes about it, but then I weighed out the is the juice worth the squeeze? No, it's not. Put it away.
God, I know.
But because I look at it from her point of view, and I believe that she was just trying to get away. Personally, that's what I think she was trying to do. And from the ICE officer's point of view, if I had, because again, I try to play both sides and see where each side is coming from, and I'm like, okay, it looked like, because when first of all, I will say this, I hate, genuinely, I think it's disgusting. I hate how both of these interactions started. Both of these interactions started with the law enforcement officer being overly aggressive. Overly. Because
sorry.
Yeah.
But we can agree. You just have to, if you watch the video, even if he felt at some point in danger, I would say he's the biggest pussy I've ever heard of. But if you genuinely felt like this car turning very, very slowly to get away was possibly going to hurt him, all he would have to do is take a step backwards and he'd be fine. He didn't. And then he shoots her as she's leaving. I mean, there is no excuse. He's not in danger at that point. And then he says they say he went to the hospital with internal bleeding. A bruise is an internal bleed, right?
Right.
So, and who knows how that? I don't even see how he could have got a bruise from it. Oh, I'm fucking it. It completely. That is what made me start to feel like, not that I'm. And by the way, I'm in a tricky position. Like my mum was saying, my mother is super, super liberal. She goes to tons of protests all the time, and she said for the ICE, she protests ICE, and she said I'm the only person that she gives a pass for not going, because genuinely, I can't be doing that as an immigrant and not even a citizen. I'm a legal resident alien. I have every right to be here. I work here. I pay fuck tons of taxes, but yeah, I can't be doing that. And I used to joke, it's I'll be fine because I'm fucking white and English. I always tell the story of an English guy I know who was drunk driving, crashed his car into someone's front yard, got it stuck on a railroad tie, fled the scene. My brother drives him back to get his car. There's cops there waiting for him. They're furious. He says, "I'm sorry, it was terribly inappropriate of me." And they go, "Where are you from?" And they have this lovely conversation. And there is British privilege for sure. But I don't even think that would apply for me now if I got myself in the wrong position. But anyway, who gives a shit? Everything's fine.
Okay, I'm going to one up that story. Okay. So I was, what year was this? This is middle-ish of 2019, maybe
See, I was going to guess 2017.
July, August-ish. Almost.
Yeah.
We're about to go on a deployment, and we're at drill, and we're like, "Hey, I forget the guy's last name. And if I did know his name, I don't think I'd say it. But hey, where's this guy at?" And he was the most. I mean, I didn't talk to him too much. Seemed like a nice guy, little Asian dude, maybe mid-20s, kind of just there, very quiet, didn't really bother anybody. Nobody bothered. He kind of just hung out, little guy, and we were like, where is he at? What's going on with him? He goes, and my buddy, "You didn't hear about him?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "A week ago, he decided to get hammered drunk. He blew something insane, like a 0.2 something, 0.3 something. They absolutely pissed drunk. Drove. He crashed his car into someone's living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
into someone's
But he
house.
didn't get away with it.
No, and they got his ass.
If he'd have been English, he might have got away with it.
They got his, but then I thought about it, and I was like, oh, man, that sucks. Because then I think about, because a couple of months prior to that, we had our annual training, and at the very end of it, our command staff got us a lot of beer, and we all got whatever. And I remember I was like, hey, man, do you want a beer? And he goes, oh, no, I'm good. I'm not going to drink tonight.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what if that dude had a fucking... Oh, you clearly had a problem.
Yeah.
But like, oh, no. That's fucking unfortunate. Yeah.
Did you ever see him again?
No. I think they locked his ass up.
Yeah.
I think after you crash your vehicle into someone's...
Well, I don't know. This is New Mexico. I would imagine he...
would have gotten ROR'd on that shit.
Yeah. I know people who've done shit like that, and they didn't even seem to... Yeah.
Yeah, that is one thing, like, I wish that New Mexico would get better about, is just, like, if someone's on their, like, 5th, 6th, 7th DWI...
Kill him. Shoot them in the street. But really, if you think about it, you could have an argument that repeatedly drunk driving it's almost it's attempted manslaughter. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
for sure.
I am willing to risk everyone's lives for this.
Right.
I'm actually, I don't have a lot of, I don't really drink, and if I do, it's like I've never had an issue with it. So, and I know a lot of people who have. I know it's a problem for them, but I don't have a lot of sympathy for people.
Yeah, same.
Choosing to drive, because I've had plenty of situations where I'm like, I could drive, and to be honest, I've probably driven at some point a little bit.
Everybody has.
Yeah.
No. Anyone who says that they have
the difference
is a liar.
But I've always the next day gone, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. I'm not doing that again.
The guilt should be so overpowering.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll tell you what pisses me off though, in terms of what we're talking about, the streets. So the fucking construction in Albuquerque. So this is I'm not even it's a real problem. It's a real
Yeah.
I was complaining about I-25. I'm always complaining about it, but the last 3 months I've been really complaining about it because of the construction. And then 2 days ago, they have an announcement that they're about to begin construction on I-25. I was like, what the fuck have they been doing then? Just warming up? Like, what is it's been happening.
So what I think is going on personally is
here we go. Some far right conspiracy theory.
Right.
Just kidding.
So they see, there we go. We're both getting accused of being Nazis.
Yeah,
Look
Nazi.
at that.
No.
No, but so there's
I don't have a swastika tattoo, by the way.
Well, even if you did, you know what? I'm accepting. Kind of. Yeah. That's a bit far.
Well, I do, but it's the Native American.
We're talking. Okay, we're talking about open mics.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say who this is because I know this person still kind of. Well, I don't know if they do anymore, but at the time they were flocking around to different things, different stand-up things. So this certain person, I don't remember their real name, if I'm being honest with you. I just remember their little moniker they were going by.
John Quayer.
No, shout out to John Quayer.
Shout out to John Quayer.
Great guy. I wish you'd bring the podcast back, bud. Anyway, so this is back when, for that 7th or 8th month period where I was doing an open mic that nobody went to at Safe House.
What day was it on?
It was on Saturdays. And
I should have gone to that.
And he had come by because he was friends with another comedian who I like very much. I'm not going to say who, but I want to identify this guy. But he knows exactly who he is. I doubt he's listening to this. But he decides...
This is how I give shout-outs. I just read Cody Dove.
No, Cody does this shit. So this guy decides to come by. And we're getting ready to start either a mic or a show. I think it was an open mic. But he decides to come by. And he's wearing a necklace that has a swastika on it. And I look at it and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna... I have things I need to focus on right now. If he comes up to me, I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna instigate.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
so white guy, obviously.
Yeah.
So he comes and says hi to me. And I met him once before. Wasn't wearing it at the time. Comes up to me. I'm like, hey, how's it going, man? And he goes, good. I'm like, hey, I just have to ask, man, because you're wearing it above your shirt. What's up with the necklace, dude? Like, because I'm not normally that guy that's like, you're wearing a fucking whatever thing I'm supposed to hate, but that's a bit far. So I'm like, hey, what's up with the? And he goes, oh, it's the Native American symbol for blah blah. I'm like, okay, I know. I've heard about that. Okay. But what's up with that, dude? Like, are you Native American?
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I bought it from him. I'm like, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
That's insane.
I'm like, dude, I'm really trying to give you some latitude
Yeah.
here. I really am. But like, I'm like, what did I tell him? I was like, you've seen a mirror, right? And he goes, what do you mean? Like, you know what you look like, right?
Have we ever really seen a mirror? Or did you see a reflection?
Oh, that's actually a good point.
I guess you could see it from an angle from behind. Anyway,
That's a good point. But I was like, you know what you look like, right? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, you're a white guy wearing a swastika, dude. And he goes, but it's not. I'm like, no, stop it, dude. You know that I don't care that it's wooden. You know that that's what that
It was a wooden.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
He probably made it himself too, which is even creepier. To
Yeah,
me,
so-
it's such an unnecessary thing to have to. It's like walking around carrying 2 scalpels and everyone being freaked out and going, "Oh no, these are for surgery. These are to help people. I don't want to." Yeah,
Why are you upset that it's so close to your face?
yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, people use these all the time to save lives. That's insane. That's an insane person.
Yeah, so I was like, dude, listen, man, do you know what part of town you're in? Because we were at Safe House.
Yeah.
I was like,
Where's that?
It was the brewery.
I know nothing.
It was a distillery downtown that we used to do shows
downtown.
at.
Yeah.
Like,
Anywhere in New Mexico. Yeah.
I was like, do you know what part of town you're in? He goes,
He's
yeah.
gonna get killed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, like you are gonna get fucked up
Yeah.
if someone catches you wearing that.
Even if you're native, I remember Josh Fournier did my show, and he had a shirt with the swastika thing on it, and I was like, some people probably don't know, so I said, by the way, some of you have noticed that he has a swastika on his shirt, but that's Josh Fournier. He's allowed to wear that because Josh Fournier is a Nazi. I think most people get it though.
But yeah, that was
But
just
why put yourself in that position?
No,
It's
but
such
for
an
a
unnecess-
white guy, it's
But,
like that's crazy, dude.
God, life is hard. You don't need to add these kind of things to your life.
Right. Oh, but we're talking about the construction.
Construction.
So what happened was because the construction started in June of last year, and
Yeah, I accused you of being a Nazi.
yeah.
Sorry.
so the company that I work for, we have the security contract for Netflix.
Yes.
And we had found out that Netflix was doing this huge expansion where they had I think at the time they were either just about to complete or they just completed like a brand new lot or 2 lots where they're going to add a bunch of jobs and they could add filming and blah, blah, blah.
Awesome.
And I was like, oh, sick. That sounds good. And then 2 weeks later, the construction starts.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's why.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
exactly why. Because they're trying, Netflix is doing this huge push. They want to turn Albuquerque into a small Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And
They should.
And I'm like, I get it.
Okay, no, they shouldn't.
I don't know. Well, that's another thing where I'm like,
I didn't put any thought into it.
right? Like, I understand why you'd like to, but that's going to piss off a lot of people that have been living here for decades.
You just mean in terms of...
In terms of population size,
Oh,
in terms of
that's another
livable
thing.
and affordability.
It's so funny because I'm not even an American, and yet I am constantly complaining about New Mexico is getting crazy overpopulated, at least Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. That's another complaint I have about Rio Rancho. They're just expanding and it's all the fucking filth from California. You know, they come in, they buy all the houses, and don't get me started on immigrants. I'm just kidding. No, but I notice it when I'm just anywhere I go. When normally in Rio Rancho, the streets, certain times of the day it wouldn't be crowded. It's always crowded now.
Yeah.
That's just Rio Rancho, and Albuquerque's bad.
And again, I see the business side of it, and we need jobs. We need jobs. The job market is terrible.
When you talk to the mayor of Rio Rancho, I got something to fucking tell him. So years ago, they started building a downtown Rio Rancho. Yeah, no, it was a huge deal, they put tons of money into it. It's there. There is nothing to do.
What is it?
There's the City Hall is there. They built City Hall there.
So City Hall's in downtown Rio Rancho.
I believe so.
Okay,
so
I want to look at it on a map real quick.
They marketed it as a place that would be like any downtown. There was going to be bars and restaurants, and nothing happened. There's City Hall. There's UNM.
There's
Rio
Sandoval Regional Medical Center's right next to it.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at the what's it called? Oh fuck, didn't mean to do that. So I'm looking at the City Hall right now and where it's at. I'm trying to anyway. Okay, here we go. Where is the option that lets me see everything as like, there it is, satellite. Okay. There's not a lot around it.
Because there should be, there's nothing there. Like I said,
There's the event center.
Mike, sorry. Huh?
There's the event center.
Yeah, the event center, which was already there, I believe.
Right. There's a campus park.
Yeah. No.
City Hall.
Yeah.
Then there's the UNM Health Sciences Rio
Yeah, so you're
Rancho
definitely
campus.
looking at what I'm thinking of, yeah.
There's nothing
and
there.
it's like I said, they were showing us all these plans that they were going to have all these businesses and it was going to be great, and they did nothing. And that's a long time ago now. They've been expanding all over the place, but there's still not a lot to do in Rio Rancho, you know?
Yeah.
There's no like...
Well, I will say, me and my chick, we found a pretty cool little pool hall.
Are you talking about Slate Street?
Yeah.
It's all right.
I liked it.
I used to drink...
It's a bit bright.
Yeah, it's
a bit too bright.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit trashy too, to be honest. But I mean, you're talking about the first place I ever drank at, where I may have been underage in the late 90s.
That's been there for
it's been
a
there
minute.
Forever.
For a minute.
There's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a swimming pool. There's a bowling alley. There's obviously breweries because they're everywhere.
Right.
But there's no like. I'm trying to think.
So is Mariposa a part of Rio Rancho? That's separate.
I think it's separate.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because again, like with the development part of things, like I understand it. We need jobs to come into New Mexico. We need development to happen in
I should have brought
general.
my business card. I just realized. Sorry.
But
ADHD.
but you know, on the other side, it's like, okay, you just leave your ID. It's fine.
Yeah, I look at my credit card. Unless you take cash.
But you know, it's like it is gonna like you need to match the you need to have like the foundation for the population before you just start dumping population.
Yeah,
Because then you start
exactly.
having housing issues,
Yeah.
you have drivability
Yeah.
issues, you have all these things.
Yeah.
And so Albuquerque right now, just to loop this all back around, I think Albuquerque, they're obviously late to the game with the development of the freeways.
Yeah, and I get it. And
So-
and I'm not. I know I sound like an old man shouting at a cloud or whatever the expression is, but is that a thing?
I think so. I've seen a few of those.
Yeah.
Mostly homeless, but I've seen that.
Okay. So basically, I sound like just someone complaining about things getting done that need to get done, but yeah, it's just frustrating. It just feels like it never. Maybe this is just life. Maybe I have never wrapped my head around the fact that construction has to happen constantly. That things keep needing to be renovated and
Well,
such.
it's very clear.
But
Look,
I think New Mexico is famous. They call it like the Orange Barrel State. I think it's known for constantly having construction
Yeah.
on the freeways. And this is because this is a New Mexican thing, and I could say this because I've been in New Mexico for 26 years, and I also am a bit like this. That it's very much nothing gets done right.
yeah.
And then
Well, I just wonder how much of it is city. Like, I'm sure, like half, maybe if I'm lucky, half the audience would enjoy it. But I would love to sit down with like a city manager or a city planner and just be like, okay, yeah, exactly,
Sorry.
right? It's like, what is your job?
Yeah.
Like, and how are you supposed to do it effectively? And like, what's the red tape? Because I think
it's a great idea.
Like, personally, I refuse to believe that the vast majority of people, when they get a job, they wake up in the morning and they're like, okay, I'm going to do the worst job possible at the job that I have.
But I do think they are going to do the bare minimum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of it is that, and then I wonder how much of it with city government, just government in general. But with city government, I wonder how much of it is red tape.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of it is zoning issues. I wonder how much of it is just all of the bureaucratic bullshit
Yeah.
that gets in the way that stifles all of these things. And then again, I know that there's a huge issue with Albuquerque where they pick the contractors. And the contractors that they pick, the companies,
Yeah.
they always run late. So it's like, well, is that because the contracting companies suck? Is it because they want to extend? They know that like they're getting paid by the hour, not by the job. So then they just want to extend the hours as long as possible. So they keep making the money. Like how? Like what is going on?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Like, it is important, but just listening to you talk about it, it would not be a good podcast.
It'd be
I'm
boring.
bored shitless.
It would be boring.
But
as fuck.
I'm a child. Like, I can't talk about, like, so on my rugby podcast, I have like the Rugby Brethren, which is a group of like podcasters and just people that listen to my podcast and sort of become friends in a group. And every now and again, they'll get into like the financial side of rugby in England and like politics. And I'll just say, this is grown up shit. I'm not interested. I can't do it. But you know what I was thinking about? Like, since we're just talking shit about Albuquerque, whatever the word is, the art project made me lose my mind.
Dude.
I mean, I feel like somebody should be in jail.
Yeah.
Because how many millions of dollars was spent on what is now essentially some kind of pretty, like, the stops look quite nice, but it didn't change it. We already had a bus. Nothing was changed. No one wants to ride that fucking thing. It's the same people riding it.
It's basically a transit system for drug addicts.
Yes.
Because here's my thing.
And so much money. And it took so long. And it
Ruined
destroyed businesses, made it harder to drive around. Mm-hmm. It was just a complete nightmare.
Because for me, like, I mean, I have jokes about it, but like, I don't want to shit on homeless people, but I think there is a stark difference. Personally, I think there's a stark difference between homeless people and drug addicts. I think we've reached the point now, and it's happening in mostly liberal metropolises, where you have homeless people that have just gone down whether it's their fault or not, where they've had just a shitty deck of cards, and it's led to homelessness. Yeah. Like, you have that.
Yeah.
But then you just have fucking drug addicts.
Yeah, I mean, look, the problem is, I can look at any person. There's always a reason. So this is going to get almost philosophical. It's like, even if someone, you talk about getting a shitty deck of cards, I don't think there's any like people who have great childhoods, great lives who go, I'm just going to become a drug addict.
Right.
So they obviously had horrible shit happen. We can excuse it all, or we can, but at the same time, listen, I think I could solve the homeless problem. I choose not to. I'm not going to talk about it. As you know, I'm not going to talk about it because I've talked about it recently so many times. I'm just bored of hearing myself talk about it.
Who are you talking about it with?
Just people and homeless people. I said, get out of here! Get out of here!
I could fix your problems.
Yeah.
I gotta go do a rugby podcast.
Yeah. And I run them over. No, I fucking...
But anyway, my point in bringing that up is like, the art system has become a transit system for homeless people. That's what it's become. And to your point, nobody wants to ride it because they feel unsafe.
Nobody wanted it.
Because again, I for the security company that I work with, when I was doing recruiting, I at least 5 times a week, I would have people that would apply for my jobs, and I'd call and interview them or set up interviews. And I just basically ask, like, what's your experience in security? And they'd be like, yeah, I work at so-and-so company that has the buses or has the art buses, and I just can't do this job anymore because of the shit that's happening, and they're paying me fucking $17 an hour. Like, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Which is like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'd be in the same exact position. I totally get it. Yeah. At the time that they were building the art system, I worked and it's still there. It's a great little spot. It's called the Central Grill and Coffee House. It's off of Central and Rio Grande. It's right next to Two Cranes, actually. Oh. So, kind of. So, I worked there, and maybe a week after is when all the demo started for the art program. And, like... Saturdays and Sundays still had a ton of people. Like, people would always come in, the place would get packed to the gills. But during the week, it was a fucking ghost town. And I'm like, okay, if this is happening to this business, how many other businesses are just getting shuttered? And I'm like, okay, this was supposed to be the project that the governor a little bit, but the mayor's office was going to hang their hat on.
Yeah. And didn't the mayor, I don't even remember who the mayor was at the time. Do you know who it was? I can't remember.
I'm fairly certain it was Keller.
I don't think
I'll look it up.
Well, no, I'm sure whoever the mayor was moved afterwards, because I was really angry because I'm pretty sure that the company he got the buses from was not owned by, but maybe owned by his brother-in-law or something. There was some kind of
it was. Oh no. So Keller came in. So it was Barry that started it.
Okay.
Like that when the construction started.
So
but the major continuation of it was under Keller.
So who did you say? Barry?
Yeah, Mayor Barry.
So I believe it was either his brother-in-law or his brother or somebody. There was nepotism. Like he got somebody
that's right.
a shit ton of money for that deal, and then it was all for fucking and taxes. Our taxes paid for all this, and then he fucked off and left it. Just he should be in jail, unless I'm wrong about all this.
No, dude,
jail him anyway.
I remember hearing about that. Jail most politicians.
Yes.
But like
kill him. I'm gonna start just. I'm growing. The idea of just murdering people on the street is growing on me now.
Well, I'll be honest with you, dude. I've had more than a few people because they know that I'm politically autistic, and they'll like, especially with the Epstein stuff happening at the end of the year. I've had more than a few conversations where people are like, "Hey, man,
wait. So, what do you mean by politically autistic? Because that could mean that you have no idea what's going on politically, or it could mean that you're like an idiot savant and you really get everything.
Idiot savant.
You're obsessed. Okay.
Idiot savant.
Yeah,
like, there's a part of my brain that I can't turn off from looking at politics.
Okay, cool.
More than just like seeing all the Instagram stuff. Like, I'll stay up because now that I work from home, practically all night just reading articles and reading about like whether it's like Gaza or Ukraine or immigration or like the fentanyl issues or just I will just stay up reading article on article.
And I'm the opposite. I see. I'm the other version of politically autistic. If you ask me a question, I'll just be cuddling a stuffed toy. And
you can't make eye contact.
Yeah, I'm not speaking to you.
But yeah,
I've got quite political on this, haven't I? I feel like I've said a few things. I'm angry with everyone.
That's fair. This is time to get angry. And on that point, I've had more than a few conversations where people are just like, hey, at what point do we just start killing politicians?
Yeah.
And, you know, even like, well, COVID, no. But like let's say 10 years ago, I was less informed back then. But I think the average person would be like, hey, violence ain't cool. We shouldn't do that. Whatever.
Yeah.
But now.
I constantly say we need to Gaddafi people. Take them out the streets, shove a stick up their ass.
I was going to say, for people who don't know.
Was it a stick or a sword?
It was a stick, dude.
That's good.
By a mob of people.
Yeah, and it sounds horrible, but I mean, especially if nothing is going to happen. You know nothing, like someone's going to get away with it.
That's the thing, is like, and people obviously, and this is not the entirety, but this is a huge reason why Trump is hemorrhaging support. Is the fucking Epstein files.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Even now, granted, they didn't show up for their court stuff, but even fucking Bill Clinton released a statement where he was like, "Release it, bitch.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out."
Yeah,
and
they can do whatever they want.
Gaddafi
them. By the way, I've been Gaddafi'd. I didn't die, obviously, but it was.
How did that go?
I liked it. No,
I can tell. You're too happy about that.
Ooh.
That's why you stand up so straight. But yeah, it's honestly incredible because I'm just like, because you think about like, where does it, I think back to like January 6th, because there were people at January 6th that like actually strung up nooses and like built a, what's it called? A guillotine. And I'm like, okay, I'm not anyone dying, but what would have happened if like some major politicians got like brought to those things and the people doing it were like, hey, are we going to cut the shit now?
Yeah.
We're serious about this.
I thought that was the whole argument about the Second Amendment. Well, I guess it's to defend yourself, not actually.
It's to fight a tyrannical government.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And so my whole thing is like, revolutions are never peaceful.
No.
And so, but I have a theory personally. I have a theory, or not even a theory, like a mindset about America where I still believe we are the best place to live, but because of the way the average American, now it's getting harder and harder to be an average American, but the average American, let's
5 inches.
Let's say
I've heard.
I'm above average.
I'm way above.
Ooh.
I'm not American.
But let's say
English people, British people have bigger penises on average. Carry on with the story. I'm sorry.
Is that? I mean, it can't because of the lack of sunlight. You think that would hurt it?
It's just a thing.
Is it the beans and the toast?
It might have something
Is
to
that
do
why?
with that. The beans and the toast. Yeah. Sorry, I derailed you.
No, you're good. But I just think, let's say if this average American was even physically able to be competent running more than 100 meters. Let's just say,
Right.
let's say they're kind of physically
Yeah.
fit, right? Because that's a big issue in this country.
Yeah.
But let's say they are. I think that the average American will not get violent against the government until they literally cannot afford food.
Yeah.
They are homeless.
Which I understand it.
Like, it's going to take mass because people don't want to, and I get it too, where it's like people don't want to leave where they're comfortable. And I get it.
It's terrifying.
Because it's like what, 27, 30 degrees outside right now? It is warm in this little condo. I have running water. I can shit in a clean toilet. I have food in the fridge. Yeah, there's some fuck shit going on right now, but like this right here in this little domain, I think we're pretty okay.
Well, and also,
and so once people start to lose that,
I worry about like, so my generation, but also generations after mine. See, you're a strange exception to this rule, because I was like the other day I was wearing a Wolverine t-shirt. Actually, it was today. I was wearing a Wolverine t-shirt.
I had a super tight one.
It wasn't that tight. You thought it, like, not by my standards. And I had a Rick and Morty hat on, which was very tight. It's my 12-year-old son's hat. I was wearing it, and we were talking about how, like, men of my generation and your generation too, except with the exception of people who actually served in the military, most of us are children. Like, we haven't been in a war. We haven't really had to do it. Our entire lives are talking about TV shows, cartoons. I got friends who collect Lego and Transformers. Look, and again.
Well, I was gonna say you saw my fucking collection out there.
But like, it's just for us. It's like I almost had an anxiety attack posting a political statement on my Instagram story that no one's gonna see. Like that's a huge. That's a very aggressive thing for me to do. So a lot of people, the idea of even standing somewhere and going no is weird and terrifying.
Well, what's it like? It's I see a lot of posts about this, mostly from women, but like I see a lot of these posts where it's like, I finally set boundaries today. That's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I said no. I don't want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, that's the world we live in.
For my mental health.
Yeah. And people are always like, I mean, talking about anxiety. I talk about it. Of course, my anxiety is like, I feel like I'm dying when I have it. It's like I actually don't even think I have anxiety in the sense that I'm just stressed, and I think there is something wrong with me.
Is it there's the medical term for it, for what people feel during that? Because I've felt on mushrooms, but I felt it's a sense of impending doom.
It's not even that. It's a physical thing. I'll be sitting. This is why I think there's something actually wrong with me. But I've had medical tests where they say there's nothing wrong with me. I'll be sitting here and I feel dizzy. I feel faint. Nothing bad has happened. I don't feel stressed. My arms and legs feel weird. I can't even explain it. And I've been dealing with it for decades.
How often does that happen?
Almost every day at some point. But I work out. I go for my runs.
I was going to say, you're in incredible shape.
Do you know what I think it might be? So here's something really interesting. My diet's okay. But I drink a lot of coffee. I don't think that helps. Then you gave me coffee, even though I said I can't drink it. He insisted. I'm losing my train of thought. What was I saying?
You're talking about how you feel the thing every day.
Oh. So here's an interesting thing. So for example, I don't generally smoke weed. The only time I'll smoke weed is right before I have sex, because it enhances sex and then I'm fully focused on that thing. If I'm not doing that and I get high, I have a horrendous anxiety.
Me too.
And but I've done shrooms a bunch of times too. Never had any issues, but I shroomed about a year ago, like a year and a half ago. And I always feel the physical side of the anxiety, like in my diaphragm right here. And I felt that on shrooms. And so this is the good thing about the shrooms is it, like, you learn things about yourself, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I realized, I've always thought, I can't smoke weed. Weed gives me anxiety. The reality is the anxiety is always there. It's there right now. It's always there. When I get high, it shows it to me. But it took doing shrooms to realize that it was showing it to me. I was like, oh, it's actually just showing me the thing that is always there. I mean, obviously it amplifies it, but it's always there. Now, from that, I should have probably examined it and worked on it, but I've just repressed it even further, which is really unhealthy. But I wonder, maybe that's the cause of, these physical, because anxiety can be a very physical thing. But that's why, the reason I mention it is, like, I know I sound like a hypocrite and biased, but I get annoyed when I hear some, like, teenager going, I can't go to work today, I have anxiety.
Well, there's a difference. And you feel these things, but you continue with your daily life.
And it's not just that. When they say they have anxiety, what they mean is they had a stressful thing happen, which is life.
Right.
I wish I only had that feeling when I got in an argument with someone, or I lost my job, or I got broken up with, or something. Like, I'll be sitting there having a great time. I couldn't be better. And I'll just be like, oh, fuck, I feel like I'm dying. Like last night, I took a hot bath, and I don't know if that fucked me up, but I was like laying in bed watching TV with my son. He wasn't in bed with me, and even if he was, it wouldn't be a weird sexual thing, so stop thinking that. And he's sitting in the chair, the cuck chair, and I'm just laying there. And I was just like, he's talking to me, and he started to really stress me out. And I was like, you've got to stop. I feel like I'm dying right now. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, I feel like I'm dying. I feel like...
How old is this kid?
12. Oh, he's heard worse. He's a maniac. Do you know what he told me? These kids... This was my point. Like, just generationally, I think we're kind of fucked. But he came home from school the other day, and he's laughing. And I said, "What are you laughing at?" He goes, "I was just remembering. One of my friends told my other friend Joseph. He just came up to him and went, 'You gay submissive twink.'"
There you go.
That's a fucking great thing to call someone at that age.
So you and I think it is everything that you're describing.
Yeah.
The generational difference.
Yeah.
What I think it is there again, and it's because of how comfortable I think this is the West in general, not just America.
Yeah.
Life has become so comfortable, and I fall victim to this on an almost daily basis. But life has become so comfortable that I think and there should be of a more importance on this put on men personally. I just think we're biologically, hormonally, I think the alchemy that makes a man is just more in tune for this. I think that instead of pursuing challenges and hardship and good stress, I think instead of pursuing that, people in mass are pursuing whatever their idea of happy is.
Do you know what else I think is?
I think that's what it is.
I think you're on something for sure.
Because
I love what you're saying.
Because I don't think you're supposed to be happy all the time.
Yes.
I think that is a faulty pursuit.
Yes. And
because if you're pursuing a feeling,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think that there's this. We're very confused about what will actually bring us happiness. I've been figuring it out recently. But another thing, and I'm not saying this as a joke, I actually think a huge problem might be porn.
Yes.
I think that online porn, I used to defend it. I used to argue with people and say, no, it's fucking great. How else am I going to safely watch, a trans woman with a huge cock fuck someone dressed as a baby? But now, 46, I see the dangers of it, and I worry about it. Like with my kids, I worry about it. I think that and I've read the research of what it can do. I think it doesn't just give you, it doesn't just potentially give you issues with erections, which I'm not saying I have and I don't. But we've all had. Let me put it this way: I got to a point where I was like, I need to fucking tone down.
It's a medical term now.
Yeah.
Porn-induced eating.
Yeah.
It's a medical term.
And so I think I had a real problem with it for a long time. I mean, I would wake up and do it anytime during the day. I had a chance, I would, before bed every night. Now I'm just for special occasions. Just when and I always get high before. No, rarer. And I went long periods just not doing it. And I've never been hooked on a drug, but that's what it felt like. Just resisting the urge was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I could get so much pussy that it wasn't. No, I'm joking. But it's different. It's different.
Well, so I think you're 100% on the money. I think you are 110% on the money. The reason for that, in my opinion, is at the end of the day, we're obviously highly evolved or whatever animals. But
speak for yourself.
But I think that our basic function is to maintain ourselves and continue the bloodline.
Yeah.
And when the ultimate satisfaction of life is the act of continuing the bloodline, and you can get it so quickly,
whenever you want, however you want,
exactly,
whatever you want,
to your specifications, that and then you continue it so much that you cannot recreate that in real life.
Yes.
So the real thing is in your own brain. The real thing becomes lesser than the fake thing.
Yeah, and
the synthetic thing.
And also,
yeah,
we as humans, this probably applies to more than just sexual satisfaction, but we always want more. We're always chasing that dopamine hit for something better. And that's why I have a bit about this, of just sort of the evolution of porn in my life. Like, I started out, just a pair of tits would make me come. I mean, not immediately, but like tits leads to, vagina, and watching sex leads to blowjobs leads to like lesbian. All of a sudden, lesbian porn is this crazy thing. And then I joke about this, before you know it, all of a sudden you're masturbating to shit that isn't even technically porn. Like you've transcended it. You're just like some fucking farming website well, not animals. I didn't mean that. That could be classed as porn. A tractor or something.
You're watching a mechanic try to get a strip.
Oh, don't stop
nut off of a bolt.
Don't get me started. But really, I think that's a huge. And then you get to the point where this is I'm giving out. I'm brute. I cannot not be honest.
Oh, that's a good trait.
It is, but sometimes I say too much and then I regret it later. Fuck. But like, I remember getting to a point where it's like I realized during sex I'm thinking about the shit that I would like. Just regular sex is enough. Now, fortunately, I'm past that, and I'm in a relationship, starting a relationship where it's actually. I think you've got to have an emotional connection that I think I didn't have before. But I think that the online porn does make it harder to have that kind of emotional connection, because you start to. Yeah. I never looked at women as sexual objects necessarily. I mean, some of them I do, and you know who you are. Just kidding. But like. I think it definitely makes sex a less sacred thing. It makes it, and it shouldn't be.
Well, I mean,
it should be a sacred thing.
I agree, and not that you should look at it like this, but if you were to take that and make it in a supply and demand thing, if the supply is so many and your brain starts to equate two things as the same, and it's like, okay, well, you have so much of it. Well, then when you get the real thing, it's like, oh, well, I can just, and I choose how long it lasts. And I choose what it's about.
A compelling argument.
And but that's what your brain is doing subconsciously.
And weirdly, what you're saying, I had this realization, but it's a very positive thing. I remember going through a phase, after my divorce, that I definitely spent some years as a man whore, and never paid, unfortunately. Well, not that honest, I'm not going to tell you. But my ADHD again. I fucking lost track of what I was saying again.
Yeah.
I remember getting ready to, and actually this even applies to the finally having boundaries, as pathetic as it may sound. I was at a point where sometimes if a girl that I knew I could sleep with would hit me up, I would feel like I had to go. And sometimes I'd be like, I really don't want to. I'm going to go do it. Because she wants it so bad. I don't want to ruin her night. No, I'm joking. But I'd go do it. And I remember just one night going, actually, I'm really tired, I'm going to go to sleep. And it was like kind of this amazing thing. And that was not that long ago. And I decided, so to your point, but in a more positive light, I was like, I think I'd rather just stay home and look at porn, get it done, go to sleep. Then I'm not wasting hours of my time, probably spending money on alcohol or something. And it was great. And it was very liberating. But that, I would say, is sort of using a dangerous thing.
I was going to say,
a responsible way.
I don't know if that's positive.
Oh, it is.
I don't know. I'm not
Okay, let me put it this way.
convinced.
So it went from that to me just realizing I don't have to go out and do that every time. These are with women that I had no connection with, no emotional interest.
I think the first part of that equation is a positive.
Yeah.
I think the first part is. What it's getting replaced with is the negative, I think.
I mean, there's an element of it in there. But,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but the thing is, I know I'm right, and I can't be bothered to prove it to you. Just kidding. And I didn't know that you were going to turn on me like this.
It's just like the homeless problem. You know how to fix it.
Oh, I can fix all the problems. I choose not to. It's a power trip. No, I think I could probably explain why it's a positive. Well, who gives a shit? Yeah, it's negative. Fine. I don't care. But anyway,
But no,
Porn's dangerous.
But it is. And I think and it goes back to the avoiding hardship type thing. It is a challenge to hit on someone in public.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
a challenge to go on a
Yeah.
first date. It's a challenge to maintain a relationship.
Yeah.
It's a challenge to And I think, again, to bring it back to that first or that initial subject, it's like when you're avoiding hardship, confrontation, positive or negative, because confrontation can be positive. When you're ignoring all of those things and then replacing it with something synthetic or something that is artificial or however you want to describe that, and you're seeking happiness in that way. Well, I think seeking happiness in general is, again, a very foolish thing. But when you're seeking a dopamine hit like that, it's not good, and it's not going to lead you anywhere. And like you said earlier, you're just going to want more of the dopamine hit, and your brain is just like, how can we seek?
I think the reason I'm saying it was a positive for me is I think I was so conscious of that I didn't. It was more like baby steps, stepping stones to a better place.
I see what you're saying.
So
Okay.
so it was.
I see what you're saying.
If I'd have,
I could see
it
that.
could easily have become me going, I don't need women. I can just look at porn every night, and then it gets out. But it wasn't like that. It was more just a way of going, okay, I can do that. Okay, good. I'm done. Good. That was easier. And then I sort of got away from that, and then I was able to like get into a relationship that was more
Emotionally balanced.
I feel like I'm just lying now. I really wanted to be right about it, but I think you got the gist of it, what I was saying, and I think it was, for me, it was a good thing. It definitely allowed me to set boundaries and not always. It was people pleasing in a way, is what I was doing.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I didn't have to do that anymore.
I see what you're saying. That is a positive.
Yeah.
I will say that is a positive. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's I mean, how do you? Because again, you're a father. When you have like, so your youngest is 12.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it started yet, obviously, but like how do you impose on your son that hard work is a good thing?
Well, I didn't say I was a good father. How do I present? I don't know. I talk a lot, and to my kids I talk a lot, and so my youngest son now, it's just so in some ways I'm not very good at that. Like I don't have him do. I nag him to clean his room and stuff like that, but I don't have like chores. I'm not there. Like I remember Will Smith, the actor, talking about his dad making him and his brother or sister, I forget, build a brick wall.
The fuck?
Yeah, he said he just built a brick wall, and I think he knocked it down and made them build it again or something. Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, that sounds stupid.
Yes, but the way he tells it is like an inspiring thing that was teaching about. So I don't have anything like that, but I definitely do. Increasingly, part of it is like, don't end up like me. So it's just like, don't end up like me, struggling financially all the time. Put in the work earlier, and you'll get. And then I don't know. It's just that's all it is with kids. Is just telling them, and then they don't do it, and then you go, I fucking told you. I don't know why you didn't do it, you loser. No, but my kids all seem to be doing really well.
That's good.
Yeah, but I'm a silly dad. I have fun all the time. And you should see the way my 12-year-old son, I talk about this on stage. One time it's a while ago now, but it feels fresh. I remember it. I was sick, laying in bed, and he would have been about 11 at the time. And I couldn't find the TV remote, and I was like, Ollie, that's my son's name, his very English name, Oliver. I was like, Ollie, where's the TV remote? Do you know where the TV remote is? And he just grabs it, goes, it's right there. What did he say? No, I can't remember. I've said it so many times, I can't remember. I think he said, it's right there, you gay bitch, and threw it at me. And I was like, I'm going to fucking kill you when I'm feeling better. But I didn't kill him. But that's the kind of relationship I have. Like, and like, if he's with his mother, nothing like that would ever be said. I'm like, my house is a safe space. I genuinely think it's good for him.
Yeah,
I've with him.
I get
the joke
that, yeah.
is that I've raised, like the first two I tried with it, and then him. I just I always say I raised him like I'm making a nature documentary about him, where I can't get involved. I just watch, I just observe. But the reality is, I've kind of always talked to him and treated him like he's way older than he is.
I've heard a lot of parents say that.
I swear to God, he's so mature and so. He can handle his beer. I'll tell you that. Drink me under the table. No, he's just he constantly blows me away with how mature and like I don't want to say street smart. That's not the right word, but it's like I never had any of that.
He has a competency that's above his level.
He knows things that I feel like he shouldn't even know. He knows his way, or like he's like got a good. He's like I've never been very practically inclined, like mechanics thing. You know, I'm useless with cars, useless with
Me too.
like DIY shit. I'm
That's why
terrible
we're
at.
comedians.
Yeah, I'm artistic. He's got a lot of that, and sometimes his grandfather is very much like that on his mother's side. So maybe it's just genetics, but I do want to claim some of the credit for it by neglecting him as a child. I think that's fair.
I thought it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, and then my daughter is doing really, really well. And my oldest son is 21 now.
Jeez.
And he's engaged. And he is incredibly mature and doing really well too. They're all doing great.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like life's going pretty well.
Yeah, I didn't want to brag. I already did some bragging before the podcast.
Yeah, I'm happy
we can't
for
talk
you.
about that. Yeah. Yeah. I'll find a way to fuck it all up.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
That's human. It's being human.
And it'll make you better at comedy.
This is
I was
very
saying this
true.
the other day. I realized I've been deliberately sabotaging my life to create the misery that creates good comedy.
You know,
but I haven't been doing the comedy. So I've just been suffering for nothing.
So
that's why I've got anxiety.
I've got I know who asked me this question. I'm not going to say who, but I got asked that question one time during a podcast that I did, and they were like, hey,
Nico Munoz.
so you're a comedian, you write about your life. Do you seek out like crazy situations, or do you put yourself in bad situations for material?
Not consciously.
And I'm like, no,
definitely not.
I'm not going to go
But
seek
don't you feel
out
like I look back
horrible
at my
things.
life and go, why was I doing that? Like sometimes I wonder.
Yeah, but it was never in service of, I need a tight 15. Like, what the fuck?
It's a good idea that I see the appeal of it. As long as it's not dangerous.
Hell no. Yeah. Anyway, man, this has
Some
been a
people
blast.
just aren't cut out for comedy.
This is very true.
Kidding.
Thank you for coming back and
Thank
doing
you.
this. This has been
I'm
fun.
shaking your hand on the I don't know why.
No, it's been a damn
So
pleasure.
fun. I loved it the last time I did it, and I wanted to do it again.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. But this is the last time. I don't ever want to do this shit again.
Well, you know what? It was a
I'll be
good
too big
last
for it.
time. You know what? This is a good last. I
Yeah.
know. Maybe 2 months from now you'll be selling out arenas and shit. I'm like, damn.
That's very sarcastic
That's
thing
why.
to say.
That's why he fucking quit my podcast.
No, I promise when I sell out arenas, I will do your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
And you don't have to pay me.
Oh shit!
Freebie.
Exclusive.
You'll pay me for this though, right? No. Just kidding.
Where can everyone find you and support you and follow you? And all
Okay,
that
so
shit?
just follow me on Instagram at Eddie Stevens Massive. I have a TikTok account, but that's more for the gays. I think I talked about that last time. Yeah, Instagram is the best way to do it. And when I get gigs, I'll post them. That's all.
And your monthly show
and
at
my
Tractor.
monthly show, Turtle Mountain Brewery in
Turtle
Rio
Mountain,
Rancho.
Turtle Mountain, duh,
That's
yeah.
every second Saturday, or is it third Saturday? I can't even remember. Jesus Christ.
I would say third Saturday. 'Cause it was last weekend, right?
yeah.
Or the weekend before last.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
every third Saturday. And my podcast, Rugby, Rant, Banter, you can listen to the first 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, and be an introvert. And some people listen to the whole thing and they're lost for a while. I've had people tell me they've gotten into rugby because of listening to my podcast. It is a fucking good podcast. And recently, I'll just brag for a second in a weird way. Oh, it might be a brag, it might not be. And then I know we're wrapping up. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good, yeah.
Somebody I regularly get, this is just the truth, I regularly get people following me on Instagram, and I can always tell when they're rugby people. I just look at their picture and I know.
Yeah.
Now, I have a feud, and I can say this because I don't think these sub fans will be listening to this. I don't think. It's a fake feud I have with a guy called Mooney, who is, he has a really good rugby podcast in England called Tribe Talking. And he is one of my all-time favorite people. We get on really well. He's insane. Remember when I said earlier, someone told me, lock that shit down, get her pregnant?
Yeah,
that was him.
Yeah.
So, we have this, it was supposed to be a fake feud, but we started actually pissing each other off because we're arguing about a specific player and it got ridiculous. But all of a sudden, a bunch of his podcast listeners started following me. And it was cool, but after a while, it was just so many of them. Each day, it was like 6, 7 people, and I could always tell, I call them Mooney's minions. I'm like, oh shit, why? And it started to feel like threatening. I've got this like huge army of his minions just forming in my social media space. Do you know what I mean? So I worry about that a little bit, but every now and again they'll message me and say they like me. Anyway, somebody followed me recently and said that he started listening to my podcast because Andy Good had mentioned me on his rugby podcast. Now, Andy Good is big time. He's a former international rugby player. The rugby pod that he does, it's called the Rugby Pod, is literally the biggest rugby podcast on the planet. It's huge. There's no way he should be mentioning me, but maybe, you know.
There you go.
And this guy, he told me, yeah, he mentioned you, and that's why I'm listening, and I'm really glad I did. I love your podcast. I was like, was he talking shit about me? He's like, no, I can't remember what he said, but he just mentioned it.
That's good shit, dude.
Yeah, but then I couldn't find him. I tried really hard. I've like even used AI to try and find a point where he mentions Rugby, Rant, Banter or Eddie Stevens. Can't find it. Everyone I know who's listened to it doesn't remember that happening.
Oh, shit.
And I started going, is this some elaborate prank, like gaslighting me? But then somebody else said, no, I've definitely heard it. And someone else said, I didn't hear it, but my friend confirmed that he did. So I now don't remember why I'm saying this. I think I was just bragging that potentially...
Yeah, the biggest fucking dude in the rugby world's talking about you.
And
There
if
you go.
that happens, then yeah. But it's still rugby. It's such a small niche.
Yeah, but it's the niche that you're in.
How do you say it?
Niche.
Niche. A niche podcast that even if you're huge, I mean, I guess if I have enough listeners, it all comes down to like merchandise and stuff. I've got a lot of logos and things I've made that I have not printed onto t-shirts or coffee cups, but I should.
Me too.
Yeah,
I feel
okay,
that.
good.
Me too. Yeah.
It's because you have to spend money.
Yeah.
And it's like, you'll get it back eventually, but will you?
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, buddy, thank you
that was
again.
great.
Seriously. Follow this guy on Instagram. It's very funny. Go to his show over at Turtle Mountain.
Stevens, massive.
It's a very good show. Very good host. Me and Age are going to get you into Two Cranes because you'll fucking love that room.
Yeah. I'll do anything, anytime, anywhere.
Yes. Well, thank you everyone again for listening and watching. Appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.